Hello everyone, Obi1Dam here. Welcome back to Let's Play Minecraft episode 5. And in the last episode we added the water supply to our factory complex, and while I was off recording I already prepared our next steps, which will be a refinery right over here and a power plant right here where you can see the 4 levers which will activate the 4 engines that will be the core of our power plant. But before we will do this, I decided to fill in this episode here because I found 2 flaws we did in the previous videos, and I also did some changes here and installed a new mod, and I want to present this to you so you can follow everything that we did. And so you have the connection between what we did and what we will do in the future. So as you can see here, I covered the oil rig with the glass roof, and I finished the walls. So everything is now inside the building. It's not so nice. It basically looks like a big cube. Perhaps you can do some tuning at this layout in one of the future episodes. Do some cosmetics and make all this look a little bit nicer, but from the inside it looks pretty good. So the first thing I changed was the supply system for the coal for our steam engines. And the problem we had right here was that the coal was not equally distributed among the engines. So I think you can remember that we had one line of pipes going beneath all the engines, and then there was one pipe up at to connect the chest with all the 4 engines. And the problem is that at each intersection the goods that are transported have an equal chance to go in one of the directions that are available here. So you at the 3-way intersection where the goods will come from here, you have a 50% chance to get left and a 50% chance to get right. And the result of this was that that the goods were not distributed equally, because the first engine get 50% of all the goods that came in here, because it has there was an intersection and one way was straight ahead and one way was up, so 50% of the goods went up and the rest went ahead. So the second engine get 50% of that of what was left, which is basically 1/4, and the third and fourth engine both were supplied with 1/8 of all the coal that we put in right here. I will just make some light here. And now I changed the setup. I have an intersection right here which will divide the coal in 50% chunks. So 50% of the coal will go left and 50% will go right. And after that you have a 50% chance to go into the first engine that you reach and a 50% chance to go to the second one, and the same on the other side. So with this new setup, each engine is now supplied with 1/4 of all the coal that we provided. So this was the fix of our coal supply system for the steam engines. Come on. And before I show you the second thing that I have, I will introduce a new mod that I installed. And I recognize that in the last video the darkness and the rain had a huge impact on the quality of the video, and because of that I installed a mod called single player commands, which basically enable the commands that you normally have as an administrator in a multiplayer server for the single player mode. So if you activate the chat window with the press on the T button, you can type in the commands, and the commands I will use for this video are time day, which will set the time to the current day at in the morning, and the other command will basically just disable the rain, so we can get rid of all the weather effects that will drain the quality. And now I will show you the second thing that went wrong, which is our oil pump. The oil well that we found here was basically just inside of the water, so there was a big deep hole that you can see here, which ended in the water, and we put our oil pump right above it. And the problem with this is, once the oil pump sucked up all the oil on the surface and should go down to this hole, it reaches the water level, and for some reason, I don't know if it's a bug or if it's if this is intentional, the water covers the oil or prevents the oil pump from sucking up more of the oil. So what you have to do is, if you have an oil well found which is connected directly to water, put dirt or sand or gravel or whatever you like around it, so that the oil pump is that the hole is not surrounded by water anymore. So at all 8 blocks around this hole that you find, there should not be any water, or else you will get problems with your oil pump. The problem that I had was that it basically did nothing, but I already read in the forums that other people had the problem that the oil pump started to suck in water into the oil system, which is not something that we want to have. I think that's it for this very short episode. I fixed the supply system for the steam engines, and I fixed the problem with the oil pump that I had, so that the oil pump did not work any longer. It should work right now. I already tested it, and installed this mod with the single player commands to get rid of rain and night. And in the next episode we will start with the refinery and the power plant right here, and in, I think, the episode after that we can start with the quarry, and but this is just stuff for the future. Thank you guys for watching, and please rate and comment the video and leave some suggestions if you want to see something special, or if you want that I try out something. I already had some comments that said I have to try out equivalent exchange, which is another mod that should work pretty well with Industrialcraft and Buildcraft. I already read about it in the forums and what it does, and it sounds pretty awesome. You need a lot of material to actually do all the equivalent exchange stuff. So the quarry that we will build will work pretty well with it. Perhaps you can give it a try in one of the future episodes, and thank you guys for this feedback, and please subscribe to my channel if you want to see more. And I think that's it for this episode. I see you next time. Bye bye.